There's a distance between us. It's getting hard to reach out. Haven't seen you in seasons, but all I hear is your voice. I know my limits, you can break me down, but I'll stay till the finish line. And I've been counting minutes for quite some time now, just to see you again. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been fighting ways to get away.
Good morning, good morning. What is going on, everybody? I hope we're having a good one. If you held calls in the last night, you're not having a good one, though. My God, SPY pulling back in a crazy way this morning as GDP data released and surprised the stock market. Pretty crazy to say, but GDP data did come out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time today. Showed the economy contracted by 0.3%. Now, economists were expecting GDP to go down from the last reading of 2.4%, but they were looking for something still in the positives. To see it get into the contraction and the negative is a pretty bad sign. I know some of you out there might have already thought that that could happen with all the bullshit going on, and don't get me wrong, I'm sure a lot of people expected GDP to drop, but maybe not by that much yet. At least the market didn't, as we can tell. SPY moving down here as the market opens. Actually, the first 1 minute candle is red, and the second going red as well. New low on the morning. Tesla dropping off as well. That's a big drop off there. Nvidia pulling back in a crazy way, down to around 104. Wow, not too bad. Nvidia, nice green candle, actually. That was a quick turnaround. Tessie, down a little bit as well. Advanced Money Destroyer, down, but coming up at open. Let's check some of these earnings from this morning. Caterpillar, WDC, Big Cat, Western Digital, sorry, WDC. I noticed WFC was down quite a bit. The banks, wow. What was that other one on there? Generac, GNRC. Nothing too crazy there. Mainly just loving Nvidia today. Look at the Mag 7. Pretty weird looking today. Very strange open. How do you guys like the open? Did that piss you off? Are you happy? Mason says my put's about to print. That's going to be amazing right there. What's up, Hunter? Bet you those tariff deals start flying out of the White House. Caroline is putting lipstick on right now. Those deals will be coming through like hotcakes, probably. Wow, Tessie under 280 support. That sucks to see. I'm eyeing up headlines, so if we do get anything like that, we should be alerted. I should see. Starbucks tumbles 11%. I know they were down from last night. Looking brutal there. Zachary, good morning. I know everyone loves Caroline, don't they? All right. Palantir, little 110 action. Bouncing off of it and back to the upside, actually. Palantir's like V-shaped recovery here. I'm getting some bad lag. Let's see UVXY. That was such a massive drop on SPY. PCE data comes out in about 25 minutes, guys. 25 minutes. Be prepared for that. SPY falling off here. 545 is a big support coming up in the short term. It is bouncing off like 545.50 right now, but we got to look at the low from yesterday, and then even the low from Friday, down around 544, will be pretty influential. I really have 544 as like the major support. If that breaks down, that's where I think we'll start to see this overall structure start to give out. If we do end up breaking a little lower today, though, this trend of higher lows will be broken. It's like trying to break it right now, but it's like straddling that low from Monday. A lot of changes this morning. With the way the SPY closed last night, I was actually pretty bullish, looking for more of a pop, but again, data, you never know. The hell? Why so down? Was there bad news? Yeah, Corbin, GDP data came out and showed that the economy was contracting. It's pretty brutal to see it. Right here is what we're looking at. First quarter gross domestic product declined to 0.3% rate, down from 2.4% in the fourth quarter. Imports surge, subtracting from GDP, so that can maybe be a reason for it, but at the end of the day, it's a big slowdown. Just shows that the economy is definitely, contracting a little bit here in the short term, so kind of a brutal data point to see. SPY, another red 1-minute candle, getting down again, 544. Broke the trend of higher lows here officially. 544 coming into play now. More red candles hitting on the SPY. UVXY doing amazing. My main stock that stayed positive is Visa, just stayed solid. That's because everybody has to run up those credit cards right now. No, I'm just joking. Running up those credit cards. My main stock, Visa. How's MasterCard? Did they report earnings yet? Nope, coming up Thursday. Yep, there they are. Pre-market. McDonald's reports this week, too. That'll be a big one. Can't wait for that. TTWO, little slowdown today. Pretty good breakout on the daily, though. The financials are doing great, Pew Pew said. Nothing crazy, but solid. Pretty good recently. Today, not the best, but I get what you mean overall. All right, SPY down to 544.40. Getting closer and closer to 544 support. Some of these extensions at 544 have actually extended just below 544. Sometimes even hitting like 543.70, 543.80 before really bouncing back. So be aware of that. There might be enough selling pressure just to get it through. But either way, big level coming up. Check it on SPY or the Bookmap, I mean, really fast. Nothing crazy on Bookmap right now. There was a lot of buyers on Bookmap this morning at like 545. But as we can see, those buyers did not stack up well against the volatility at the time. I feel you, Jose. I feel you. It surprises me that it's this red, but I wouldn't have been surprised if it pulled back a little. But GDP definitely surprised people. Wow. 544 broke down like butter, guys. 543 pretty much just tested now. Next big zone, 540. $539.50 on the radar now. Maybe a little action at 542 as well. If you're looking for a minor support, 542, not terrible. There's a lot of momentum to the downside today. Who's capitalizing on the puts? Mason said he had some puts from yesterday. Those must be amazing so far. Wow. What a drop. And it's continuing here at open, which is fantastic. I know Trump came out and said something funny a little bit ago. Trump came out and said that this is Biden's stock market, not Trump's. That one gets me laughing. Saw some people in Discord talking about that. That's hilarious to me. How do you say it's... Now that one's wild. Bank of America pulling back. A lot of drops with everything here. Nvidia is the only thing that's kind of holding its ground in Mag 7. The rest is really turning over. You can tell Nvidia is holding its ground way better than like Google and Apple, for example. They might partake in the selling here soon too, but it's just something I noticed. They better announce one of those trade deals real quick. Trump's gonna be in panic mode to release something positive here. Zachary said he's a master at pandering to his demographic. Mason goes, yeah, he says some stupid stuff sometimes. He said he knows more about interest rates than Powell. That's pretty funny. I don't know about that, but... that stock market comment gets me laughing because it's like, holy crap. This trade war stuff definitely, I guess to him isn't having an impact. I guess. Good morning, Jeanette. We have some PCE data coming out in 15 minutes, and we just had GDP data come out about an hour and 15 minutes ago and send the market down. That's what would be real gold here, is Trump doing a trade deal or something. That would be pretty awesome. Trade advisor Navarro just said, we like where we're at now with respect to China. That's pretty good. Not that it's gonna make the market pop here, but once Trump sees all the activity in high-risk scalps, he'll definitely be fast-tracking tariff deals. It's just a matter of time. That's funny.
The world has been broke down. The world is just announced. Final time is now. The final time to go. But I will not get down. For you can't force me now. Awakening is clear. I could show you how.
Chicago PMI just hit. I don't think that'll be too crazy. We came pretty close to expectations here. Traders fully price 4 quarter-point Fed cuts by the end of 2025. Really? 4 rate cuts are being priced in now, guys. Oh, wow, look at that. By the end of this year, that's pretty big. It might even shift to 5, but we'll see how it goes. I doubt it does. What's up, KO? Good morning. I think it has to do a lot with the inflation expectations going on here. QQQ, trying to bounce back a little bit. Getting a little recovery here off of this low. 544 broke earlier. It's coming up for a retest now. This is going to be a big area for the SPY to test. If it rejects here again, that would be a pretty good bear case. Might even see a good rejection and re-break of the low of the day if we get enough momentum down off of that, but it needs to have a good confirmation. You know, if we start to just get a good recovery coming back in here, it's going to be a weird day. Going to be a weird day for the dynamics of the intraday price action, but be ready for it. Microsoft's forming a base down here. Actually looks like a bit of a head and shoulders for those of you that look at that. Neckline right around like 386.50. Very interesting setup with you, Microsoft. Yeah, we'll see, Tangy. It's pretty insane, isn't it? Can't believe they're pricing in that many now. Navarro just said GDP was dragged down. It won't be the case next quarter. Navarro said GDP was dragged down and this won't be the case next quarter. Trump trade advisor Navarro. Maybe that'll spur some buying coming back. Hey, one sec, guys. My stuff just glitched out on me. Is it too early / too late for SPY puts? Bob said. I would err on the side of caution right now. You could definitely still try to play puts to the downside. You know, it's still pretty bearish on the day, but I would definitely err on the side of caution, as in, like, let's say you identify, like, right here, you know, this resistance hit. You know, maybe if you're going for an entry to the downside, you want to scalp it real quick. You know, you try to enter really quickly on a resistance like this, and then you catch this little move and you exit. Something like that, I think, is still in the cards. But I would say, like, just buying a SPY put and holding it all day, probably not the way to go here. Not sure your overall plan, but I still like the prospect of it to the downside. With it moving and breaking a lot of these recent lows, a 540 push would be pretty crucial over the next day or so. But of course, on an intraday basis, let's say you try to scalp it and, you know, you get puts here and then SPY turns around and starts like ripping back above 544. It's probably going to be tough to hold those throughout the chop. Even if it goes down later in the day and it chops up like this, you'll probably stop out before, you know, it runs back down. So I think it's just really identifying, okay, like, what type of trader are you? Where would you want to enter? Because I think it just depends on entry here more than anything. I would just think the interference on the supply chain will be enough to drag GDP down next quarter. I know that's what I'm thinking, right? No, I'm not, Grass. I'm using a trading view. And then I'm using trading view Thinkorswim, which is Schwab. I always want to say TD Ameritrade, but just call it Schwab now. Navarro said very doable for Apple to move manufacturing to the US. Very doable for Apple. We'll see. With all the iPhones that they make, getting all of their production here would be quite the task. Tesla is still selling down today. Got under 274. It started to slow down there quite a bit recently. Just re-broke underneath. Looking at the Mag 7. SPY testing the low of the day. We might get that continued breakdown here. Amazon's trying to bounce off 180 support. If that gives out, it would be pretty crucial. What's up, Mario? Hey, Jacob swung 540 puts last week. Says they're starting to hit. There you go. Those are still a little bit out of the money, too. If SPY pushes 540, that'd be pretty awesome for you. Let me go to Tesla real quick.
Suck the life right out of my veins when you spoke my name. Got the kind of thing going that tips the scales. Yeah, you keep me sane. I'll be the clouds beyond your skies. We'll flutter by like butterflies. I'll be the blue inside your eyes. Your crazy loving keeps me paralyzed.
Man, SoFi's high of 1450 is already long gone news. Wow, Tesla just broke through that support there. 270, 250. Wow, 270 going to be coming into play here. This will be huge. Man, SoFi's high of 1450. Let's go check it. So they have a high of 1450 here in the short term. Man, they really did tank over, didn't they? That's a... You know what they say, they take the stairs up and the elevator down. Man, SPY getting worse. Down under 542. PCE data coming out in about 60 seconds. Tesla broke the previous low. Let's see. Tesla. Yeah, it did. We actually saw that a minute ago. I was watching it kind of play out a little bit there. Wow. That's pretty huge, though. Pretty huge. Continuing the run. We'll see how low it stays, though. All right, here we go. PCE data just released, guys. PCE data. Core PCE came in at 0%. Uh-oh. Let's go see SPY. So far, reacting pretty good. The consensus was 0.1. It came in at 0.0. Not a huge miss or anything. Personal income right around expectations. Personal spending a little higher than expectations. Let's see. Very interesting. Let's go check core PCE, what they say here. Decrease is 0% in March from 0.4% in February of 2025. SPY not really reacting much at all yet. Initially, a nice green candle at first. So I think it being right around expectations is really just the main driving factor here, saying like, okay, it didn't really surprise, right? Like we saw the GDP surprised by a lot today. So, you know, now PCE came in pretty close to expectations, so... Nothing really groundbreaking here. Everyone is buying huge stuff to break tariffs, so spending might be high. That's a good point, A-Cop, you know? People are buying things ahead of tariffs to try and, you know, get in there before. I've seen people even buying golf clubs. I've heard that golf clubs, like let's say you're looking at like a $2,000 set of golf clubs. They might be costing like $3,000 now, I've heard, and like, you know, if you're looking at like a $1,500 set, now they're going to be like $2,200 or something along those lines, right? They could. SoFi did well in earnings too. I don't know why they crashed so hard. Yeah, that was a weird chart by SoFi. They definitely are down a lot. Maybe the outlook, I'd have to see there. Navarro said others are willing to buy Boeing jets China won't take. Wow. The SPY's trying to form a base here. Pretty close to like 543. Bank of America, really close to big support. Gonna get a screenshot for somebody with this one. SoFi would be doing great, except many of their customers are also in the weakest financial outlook. You mean like they have a lot of, like, a weak customer base is what you mean, Tangi? Is that kind of what you're saying there? ACOP said, can we call? Market already priced in for GDP miss, and as inflation is not that bad, is it a good time to stack calls? See, I don't want to just say just start stacking calls here on the SPY today. It is starting to form a pretty good base here around 542 to 543 intraday. You could try to stack some calls for like a quick intraday move up. You know, if we break under the low of the day, you could cut and just say, okay, you know, I'm cutting quick. As long as you don't hold and hope, if the sell-off continues, then I think it's an okay way to look at it here. Just make sure that, you know, your mindset's right. You know, I would set it up something like this. Potentially. I really like this resistance at like 546. That would be a good one to test here. It makes the risk reward not as good, but Candyland again. That's pretty funny. Candyland. Good morning, Demir. Pretty crazy sell-off today, isn't it? PCE data just hit, Demir. It didn't really do much. Just came in right around expectations. Nothing too crazy. The GDP growth rate really had the market moving this morning. SPY's trying to come up off the base a bit. Uh-oh. IDF. The Israel strikes target outskirts of Syria's Damascus. Israel strikes targets in outskirts of Syria's Damascus. IDF carries out 2 airstrikes in Damascus suburb. Uh-oh. The IDF. I don't know too much about that Damascus stuff in that region right there. Obviously, I've heard a lot about like the Gaza Strip and all that stuff. Haven't heard too much about Damascus. I'm not too familiar with that one. You fell asleep through your alarm. Oh, you missed your short. Oh, man. Happens, though. I think people are too worried about tariffs than just airstrikes. I could see that. I could see it. Trade advisor Navarro said we need to have Boeing's back. They said that we need to have Boeing's back. Wow. Surprised Boeing's not moving a little more off those comments. Tangy Man said, I dated a chick from Israel. She was in the IDF. I miss her. I'll leave your other comment out. That'd be pretty crazy, though. Demir goes lucky. Everyone in Israel is required to do military service. Oh, okay. It's one of those countries. I see what you're saying, Jeanette. They basically are all reserves. Oh, wow. I've heard of that quite a bit. In other countries, of course, you know. Not Israel specifically, but it makes sense there. Like South Korea. Gotcha. That's another one. Okay. I knew a few in the past, but haven't touched on that subject in a long time. Tesla's starting to really move off this base a lot better now. Back to the upside. 271 to 272. She was a better shot with an AR than me, but I was better with pistols. Interesting. We went shooting on a lot of our dates. Those sound like some hot dates, Tangy. Weapons hot. PLTR 114 coming into play. You know, Palantir is almost fully recovered on this morning, which is pretty insane. I can see SPY going back to the upside, Demir said. It's been basing really well. You know, it's been moving well off support. It formed that good head and shoulders. It's been actually forming and playing out really well. It's just been a little slow on the way up, but not really that bad. Definitely getting back up there. I'm with you, Demir. I wouldn't be surprised to see it up a little bit. Let's draw some trend lines. This would be the one worry I have here. Okay, looks like it's getting through it anyway, so Not terrible, as long as it holds 544 support now. Are you looking to fill the gap? Potentially. I see. Singapore does it too. They call it, conscription. That's the name for it. That's the name. That's pretty cool. It'd be weird with that in the US, though. Can you imagine conscription in the US? What would the cat people do if they were in conscription? Well, all right, let's see. 546 resistance. Let's go check out Tessie real fast. Coming back a little bit. I'm long. Can't see the market dump harder than that range we were stuck in. If it breaks past 542, there's a chance for a thin structure retracement from previous rally. I like that, Ivan. I like that. You know, I think playing it up here isn't the worst way to go intraday. It's pretty oversold. I'm not saying it can't keep selling off, but yeah, you know, I agree. If we start to break down below that low of the day, I could definitely see a pretty good retracement coming in as well. I'm looking at like 540, but I could see much larger retracement even. Maybe more like 535, 530. Maybe not necessarily all today, but hey, let's go. Some nice comments in the Profits channel. Lots and lots of push-ups, Tangi said. Bank of America trying to hold its ground. That was a big support we were looking at on this one earlier today. Let's bring up the watch list. We haven't looked at it much because there's been so much action with the SPY. Wow, SoFi, 7%. Snapchat led the way with those earnings to the downside. Wow, Snap got crushed. SMCI got crushed last night as well.
Hard to keep a straight face when I'm burning like fire, and you walk all the time.
SMCI trying to bounce, hold its ground a little bit. Double bottom today on SMCI if we actually look at it really close at that 2880 area. Too bad it didn't continue. Could have been a fun one. Big Bear AI down quite a bit. Starbucks, one of the big value coffee chains. I don't know what you want to call it. Gapping down on earnings, breaking below recent lows actually, down to like 77.80. My fiance is going to be pissed to hear this. You guys remember that, right? She's still in her Starbucks. I'm going to get her to sell Starbucks and buy some AMD or something. I'm going to be like, Get rid of that mud coffee.
I hate that I love you. If I could, and I would, come out your heart, come out your heart. And
By the way, PLTW still in it. Oh, nice. You're still in that? No way. It's doing pretty good, right? Still up, and you love that giant weekly dividend. Man, this thing's doing great. Let's adjust it for dividends. Interesting. Pretty nice, though. PLTW. How much do you get paid out like a week? Or, sorry, was it weekly you said? Yeah, how much do you get paid out weekly on this? Let's see. The last one was like 49 cents. That's pretty good for a $39 stock. Damn, Tangy. Yeah, that's not bad. Really. Wow. I didn't realize it was that high on that. Ivan goes, LOL fiance, my ex-wife is going to be pissed she won't get her child support, and my current wife will be pissed too. Besant told Ukraine to be ready to sign all agreements. Jeanette says SMCI going to bounce here. In the short term, I could see it pulling back over, at least on like a 1 minute time frame. There's a good support though down here around 28.70. It could hold here for a few days. I would definitely watch for it to have more reaction there. It seems like it's been bouncing around that area pretty well. So let me read what Trump really said today about this not being Biden's market, because people stole that headline, of course. So Trump's real statement said, "This is Biden's stock market, not Trump's. I didn't take over until January 20th. Tariffs will soon start kicking in and companies are starting to move into the USA in record numbers. Our country will boom, but we have to get rid of the Biden overhang. This will take a while and has nothing to do with tariffs. Only that he left us with bad numbers, but when the boom begins, it will be like no other. Be patient." So interesting. That's what he said on Truth. I guess he sounds like just saying, hey, give us some time. Isaac said, what do you think about MSTR? I like this recovery, playing it up to 279 to 280, depending on what it does at 275. MSTR 279 to 280, or you must have said 379 to 380. Depending on what it does at 375. I like that, you know, for the potential of a good intraday move here. Really not bad. It's like right on resistance, which is very crucial though. I agree with you, playing it up to around like 379, 380 could be awesome here on the break. I do think though that looking at it intraday, It's going to be a bit difficult to actually identify the break. You might see it right here. You know, we might just immediately get right through. But again, maybe not. Maybe it'll chop around for a while before actually getting the move going. So keep that in mind. Yeah, I got you, Isaac. No problem. 379, 380. This resistance is pretty crucial here. It's starting to break it. It's starting to get through already. 375. It's officially through on like the 1 minute time frame, but we'll see how it reacts above here. You know, again, you could maybe try to scalp it there. I do think it's a fairly hard trade, but normally I trust these resistances quite a bit. I guess it depends how much momentum you're seeing here on MSTR. Let's go look at Bitcoin, though. That would be helpful. You know, Bitcoin is recovering here intraday. That could help MSTR. It's already at 376. There's even some resistance here, like 376.70. Very close to that. It's kind of like a resistance range, I would say. Definitely worries me on this one. QQQ is kind of at the same spot, you know, testing resistance. SPY's getting closer and closer. It has overhead resistance at like 547.50. Closer resistance right now at close to 546. I got that TXRH dip I was looking to buy. You did! Texas Roadhouse? Hey! Yeah, there it goes. They have earnings soon. May 8th. Nvidia CEO said China is right behind us in AI development. Uh-oh. Let's go check Nvidia. Jensen saying this right as Nvidia is at the 106 resistance. That sounds pretty bad there. Jensen also said, I'm certain we can manufacture chips onshore with resources of our nation. Texas Roadhouse. Pretty interesting. Nvidia, come on, let's see how this resistance goes. A lot of resistances coming into play here soon. On lots of companies all at the same time. Apple, close to 209.50 to 210 resistance. Microsoft, getting close to 390, 389. Tessie, 280 will be coming up as the SPY gets there. Meta recovering into earnings, Kevin said. They report tonight with Microsoft. That's going to be a huge report. Qualcomm and Robinhood will be pretty huge too. Meta does look pretty awesome. I like how it's holding 536. Looks like it's going to be moving up towards maybe this next resistance, like 540 to maybe even 541. Lines up better on the chart. Check on Nvidia. Hey, nice. A green candle. Following Jensen's comments. That's not bad at all. Really not terrible. Amir said, like we're about to fill the gap on SPY. Let's see. The gap from this morning would be back up to around yesterday's close, somewhere like 552 to 553. So you're looking for a move up to there. Go to the daily here. Little gap. Not as large as some of the others I've seen, but oh, you're looking at 547. I see. I see. You're looking at like this gap. I could see that too. I could see it reacting very well here, like it is. This is that big resistance that we've been talking about. It does kind of look like a gap here. If you're looking at it like zoomed in. Let's go back to that 5-minute chart. Zoom it out. So SPY is now running up and testing the old channel in the trend. At 11 a.m. today, Eastern Time, Trump has a cabinet meeting at the White House. This is a big level for SPY to test, though, right on this trend and channel. This is going to be a big level here. If SPY ends up ripping past this, this is where I would get more bullish. Officially, we'll call the number 547.60. If we see a good push past that, that's where I will become more bullish on the day. For now, I'm going to stick it looking at rejection here until we are able to see a good breakthrough. I love the resistance. I even said pump it up song. Hell yeah. All right, here we go. Here's the Mag 7. Gonna go grab a quick water. I'll be right back, guys. Give me just a second. Quick intermission here. Be right back. All right, I am back. What is up, guys? Excuse me. Gotta go check on the daughter real quick. Grab a water. Uh-oh. Nvidia's CEO made more comments. Uh-oh. This is a big level on SPY, already rejecting a little bit. 547. You can maybe watch UVXY to the upside off of that. But that is a major level here. All right, SPY now back down to next small support. You know, as we start to like draw out these little supports here. Little reactions here, so probably going to see a little reaction here now. The big question is going to be, though, are we going to get that breakdown of this level? Now, that would be what the bears definitely are looking for here, and more of what I am looking for. Demir said, oh my goodness, they threw an ad as soon as Tom left. They know. Man, they must have had like some AI knowing that I said I'd be right back or something. Crazy stuff, Demir. Nvidia's CEO said Trump should revise the rules. That's pretty funny. He said Trump should revise the rules for AI exports, but said the president has a good plan for tariffs and AI, though. You thought it was only for you, Frank said? Oh, crap. It must be because we've been being good on the channel lately and not playing the bad songs that get us whacked. Today's a retest of the bear channel from the last 3 months, Kay said. Test of the trend reversal. Really? I know if we look at like the past few months, you know, we go from the top to the bottom. I had this on my chart for a long time, Kay. Took it off recently, though. I do see that test you're talking about, though. Looks pretty solid. Intraday, SPY starting to get under 545.75 a little bit. It's testing it again. Eyeing up this range carefully. This is the chop zone. You guys ever watch that Coyote Peterson guy? He always says something. He's like, this is the bite zone or something, or something like that. That guy's like the new crocodile hunter. The Sting guy, yeah. Yeah, it's that guy, yep. He literally feels like the crocodile hunter to me. AI is too smart, Frank said. Chase didn't even see it? Maybe it's random. Pretty crazy bounce back here. 540, 540. On the SPY, continuing to chop around in the chop zone. This is the chop zone. Palantir, what are we looking like today? Pretty nice recovery, I know, has been going on with Palantir. Great movement so far. It is starting to turn over a little bit on the 1 minute chart. Maybe over the past 15 minutes or so. It's been slowing down, but for the most part, very good PA today. From this point, it looks hard to trade. It's kind of around resistance. It could keep going, but tough one to trade up, in my opinion. Looks like it might try to go for a little run here. I would say like 115 would be where I call it. That's a pretty big resistance there. If it does try to run, I wouldn't hold it much beyond that. It has been pretty strong, and actually, as I talk about it, continues to move higher as well, actually. Now, coming up off of that turnover, it's like they knew I switched to the chart. Again, like I said, though, I feel like more, it's such a small move up. Again, you could try to scalp it. It'd be tough. QQQ actually breaking through. Here we go, 468. SPY must be coming back. Very well, in the chop zone. Hell yeah, SPY's testing upper resistance now on the day, 547.70. It's testing that channel again that we were watching in the short term. It could get above that. It's possible. It's possible. I'm definitely not going too bullish, like I said, until we see 547.60 start to break. Then I'll get a little bit more confident with it, but he's cool except no accent. Yeah, crikey. Look at the teeth on that guy. Oh, I'm in UVXY. I need the breakdown, Pew Pew said. I'm with you, Pew Pew. A break above 547.60 is where I'm cutting. Cup and handle, KJ said. Inverse head and shoulders. I love that inverse head and shoulders pattern from early this morning. That was pretty fire. That's actually a really good test of that trend, KJ, that you mentioned on the SPY. I'm actually really happy that you mentioned that again, because I took it off my charts a couple weeks ago, and I just threw it back on, and actually fantastic. I gotta clean my charts up every once in a while because they get a little cluttered, so to say. I get in trouble.
You're making me stronger, making me stronger.
Now it's almost real. I like it, Kay. That's funny. Man, 547 still holding up on the SPY. Very solid right there. Someone in Discord said that they broke Tesla because they bought a call. That stuff gets me laughing. U.S. sanctions 7 entities engaged in the trade of Iranian oil. That's a pretty big deal. 7 entities. I wonder what those 7 entities are. It's because I sold my puts last night. That's why Tesla's down, AK said. I like that, AK. Yours beats his. Demir's out of here. Sounds good, Demir. Have a great rest of your day. See you later, man. Go dig some holes like the SPY is. Back to the SPY. 547 testing again. Maybe coming up for a third test almost. This one's a quick one. We gonna get a breakout? Pretty big question there. What else do we have on the economic schedule today? We have Trump's cabinet meeting in about 10 minutes. That's gonna be a big one. I wonder if we'll get it live here or if we'll have to wait a while. I'll try to have it live if I can. I'm attempting. Economic side of things tomorrow, initial jobless claims, ISM manufacturing PMI. Friday, there's non-farm payrolls and the unemployment rate, so watch out for that. Here's the earnings rundown for tonight, though. Robinhood, Qualcomm, Meta, Microsoft. What are you guys thinking on these? Let's do a poll. Will Meta / Microsoft be more overwhelmingly green or overwhelmingly red after the earnings? All right. Will Microsoft and Meta be more green or red following their earnings? Let's make it this. Will Microsoft and Meta cause more buying pressure on SPY overall or selling pressure? All right. Here we go. Vote it up. Will Microsoft and Meta cause more buying pressure on SPY overall or selling pressure tonight? And of course, I'm referencing the earnings. They did not allow me to put enough characters in there. I filled it up. Bought snap calls for July, AK said. did you buy him today? That's pretty crazy. Meta, you think is green after earnings? There you go. I'm just curious which direction you guys think the overall market will go from the earnings. Will the earnings cause the SPY to open up green tomorrow, red, or mixed? SPY getting above 547. Wow, looking pretty good.
We got millions of reasons to let it all go. Hope we're
SPY sitting right on 547 in the chop zone. What did I say earlier when it got here? This was the chop zone, and SPY, of course, chopped around. Of course. I do think it's around the end of its chop zone, though. Like, it could start to move here a little bit more. Let's vote for myself. I'm gonna go for more buying overall. That's what my pick is today. Of course, vote however you feel right. BTFD. Buy the effing dip. I like it, Kay. You want the buy the dip song? Oh man. That's gonna put me in YouTube timeout again. Maybe not. I'll try it tomorrow. Doing a test today. Hopefully tomorrow it's better.
all we want is please. Giving no time to breathe. This is our identity.
You've been getting smacked around too much by YT? Yeah, for sure. We must band together to resist the evil. Holy shit, Chase. Hey, 7 of 8 those, not bad. Not bad. Get those poll votes in, guys. Vote up in the poll. Bring up Mag 7 again here. Check out a lot of the different tech stocks along with our watch list. Getting a little bit more green on the watch list here today. Pfizer and CVS in the green. I'll have to check on them. Very choppy out of Mag 7, just like the SPY. Go check on CVS, which was moving a bit higher. We said Pfizer as well. Pfizer had earnings, and they've been doing pretty well since their earnings. You know, continuing up in a fairly consistent way here. Kanji goes, you know I'm right, Tom. Those guys are pretty funny. Good morning, Tom. What's your take on trading SPX options, Alex said. SPX option specifically, I mean, not bad if you know what you're doing. Obviously, you know, not terrible. Just make sure that you understand. And it's kind of like the SPY, obviously, just a little bit different, but similar price action intraday. And I don't think it's terrible. I stick with SPY like 99% of the time, but I know plenty of profitable SPX traders. I've seen many over the years. I've had about 15 bad trades year to date of greater than $300, which is bad enough. Yeah, you know, just keep that risk reward where it needs to be, Chase. If your account's huge and $300 is, it makes sense, then, you know, then it makes sense. But obviously if $300 is a shit ton or something, then of course, then that risk needs to be accounted for, you know, maybe entering less and things like that, or else you blow up. It hasn't started yet, but there's a live stream. Awesome. I actually have one pulled up in the background waiting. From Right Side Broadcasting, but maybe I can find it somewhere else. Cool. I have it up. I'll try to start it if it starts. I'll try to notice it. Let me know if it starts, Pew Pew. Tassie, 278, looking pretty good on the recovery here. Testing resistance, pretty good green candles. We might be getting a 280 retest in the cards here. Tesla looks pretty awesome. See it, Tessie. There we go. Getting some good action. China lifts sanctions against European Parliament members. Interesting. Isaac said, you see MSTR. Beautiful. Ended up getting through resistance very well. I actually like how it confirmed even right here. Confirmed really well. Used that previous resistance as support. Confirmed off of it. Starting to move great. Man, Isaac. Ended up being awesome. That resistance broke eventually. $380 breaking even. Recent high around 384. Peak of pre-markets around 382.50. Did you end up catching it, Isaac? That's fire. That was one of the better moves recently. Should've just stuck on that chart. Tessie looking pretty good too, though. Has anything happened with MSTR? Nothing that I saw today. Nothing that I saw. Let's see. Nothing too crazy here. It just dipped off in the morning, I guess, with that sell-off, but the recovery back has been awesome. Unfortunately, nothing there. Some random woman on Facebook sent me a naughty picture. Oh, man. The bots are getting you, Tangy. Tangy gets all the action. That's pretty good. Oh, you meant Microsoft. Gotcha. Nothing crazy with them yet either today. But they have earnings tonight. That's really going to be the big thing with Microsoft, is their earnings later. I have not seen any news with them this morning. Maybe there's something. There's always something with them. They back in EU law. Nothing too crazy here. They pledge to protect European operations from Trump administration. Uh-oh. Sounds like they're not super friendly with the Trump admin right now. Chase is doing interval training for the first time tonight, and he's terrified. Any advice? Mason goes, bring Gatorade. Interval training, what is that? Oh, I got you. I looked it up. I see what it is. It's kind of what I thought it was. Gonna bring a paramedic? You might need one. Tangy Man makes a good point. In 1924, we took the children out of the mines. In 2024, the most popular video game is Minecraft. The children long for the mines, people. Let's not fight this. You know, that is pretty funny. As a kid, I loved Minecraft. Started playing it when I was like 12 or something. on like one of the worst laptops. Nine stations, wow. Yeah, that's going to be tough for you, Chase. That'll be tough. Going back to Tesla, consolidating really hard at 278. Holding its ground well, though. That gives me some confidence. It's not pulling back. It's holding well. SPY's holding well, too. Using 547.60 and 547 as support now. Bouncing up well. Wow, SPY looks really bullish here, guys. It's really holding its ground extremely well, breaking out above 547. Getting back into the channel. Back into the short-term channel. Back to the upside. More importantly, though, bounced off that long-term trend, which was pretty nice. Like Kay pointed out earlier. Still gotta give Kay some credit here.
All right, all right, all right.
I'm in on balls for Tesla at this point. He said calls. Let's go, Tessie. Looks solid. 280 comeback here. I forgot about Trump being live, potentially. Nope, still not out. Still not out from what I see. Let's see, 280 for the test. Bring up the watch list here. Check what's at the top. It's getting more and more green as we go on. Spotify recovering up a little bit. They dipped on earnings the other day. Today they are actually pushing quite higher. The intraday setup looks fairly good too. Pfizer's been pretty good today. They still look pretty consistent overall. CVS looks kind of tough. The quad U's are moving, Tangy. U in the green at the top of my watch list. Pretty close to the top. To the downside. A lot of bad drops by the growth stocks, but they're starting to recover. SoFi, Oklo, Enphase. They are starting to come back a bit. ASTS. The quantum stocks, QBTS, Tempest AI. A lot of growth stock pullback today. A lot of pullback in general, but some stocks are recovering up pretty well, whereas a lot of these growth stocks are still pretty low. I guess I can't hit them too hard whenever Tesla's still down 4% on the day, but SPY almost a 549, 550. Getting closer and closer here. Tangi said that they actually bought 5 more shares of Quad U at open. Go check SPY here. Amazon on the book map, someone's asking. Let's go see 185. Pretty big. Not the largest, though. Kind of looks weird there. Look at Nvidia. How about Tesla here? I know 280 is going to be pretty big. It's actually not as big as I thought. Here's what Tesla looks like overhead. There's not too many sellers, really. I'm surprised that there's not more at 280. Tangi says daily P&L just jumped from minus 2,200 to plus 250. Oh my gosh, Tangi. Quite the turnaround today. I know what you're saying, though. You're talking about for like your whole account, right? Even the long terms. It's cool whenever you see it go green in one day by a lot like that. Don't forget to vote up in the poll. Will Microsoft and Meta cause more buying pressure on SPY overall or selling pressure? And of course, I mean, with their earnings tonight, those are going to be some big reports. Microsoft and Meta. Microsoft will really... Besides Google reporting, I mean, there hasn't been too many huge tech reports yet. Google is definitely a big one. If Microsoft and Meta go green, that could be exactly what the SPY needs to fuel a better run here. Angie said my only short-term trades right now are SPXS and FAZ options as a hedge. Gotcha, so all long terms. Steven says I always oversleep on the worst days. Today is just a watch and learn day. Man, sometimes it's like that, right? There was wild swings in both directions today. Tessie powering through, there we go. Nice 1 minute candle, 279, starting to test a little bit, maybe break slightly. Keep watching 280 to come into play. Let's go, Tesla. Love to see it. Kind of slow, but getting it done. Gotcha, Steven. I feel you there, I feel you. Sometimes you need the sleep, man. As a trader, it could actually be worse for you to wake up early with bad sleep and then trade bad. That might be worse than waking up later and maybe taking a smarter trade later in the day or something. You might miss the good intraday PA from the morning, but that's something to think about. If you're mentally tired, it's probably better to just stay away and sleep.
Suck the life right out of my veins when you spoke my name. Got the kind of thing going that tips the scales. Yeah, you keep me sane. I'll be the clouds beyond your skies. We'll flutter by like butterflies.
Do we have much resistance at 549 on the SPY?
Your crazy loving keeps me back.
There's a little bit. I've seen 549 react a lot, but I think mainly just because it's right around 550. And I think that there's a lot of wicks that extend through 550 and sometimes get closer to like 549.50. So yeah, you know, 549 has had some reaction as well as 550. They both have, but I would say 549.50 to 550, that like 50-cent range is pretty solid right there. There's probably going to be some selling around 549, 550 in my eyes. I would not be surprised if traders started to look to take some profits somewhere close to this range. Today's been pretty wild. A lot of back and forth action. There's been a lot of swings and good breakouts and good breakdowns. If we just ripped through 550, that would be insane for me today. If SPY does do it, watch for like 553, 554 possibly past there.
Wanna taste you again like a secret.
Hey, Chase, let's go with the super. Thanks, Tom and Mason, for the insights. Go get Culver's for lunch. The one here is closing. Oh, man. I love Culver's. Don't close it down. That sucks. Sounds good, Chase. Maybe I will. Maybe that'll be what I get for lunch. Appreciate the super, man. Thanks for the kind words, of course, and thanks for always being such an awesome member of the community. Thank you, Chase. All right, SPY through 549 now. Good 1 minute candle, 549.50 to 550 coming into play here. Tesla 280. Touching resistance here, getting past it by a little bit. We might be going for a bigger break here, we'll see. SPY is getting close to crucial resistance. AK, I think that there's a possibility that it slows down, yes. It doesn't have to bounce like right at 280. Notice how a lot of these other rejections came in closer to like 280.50 to 281. But I expect slowdown here. That doesn't mean it has to happen. You know, we can watch resistance all day, but it can always break. And right now there is a lot of bullishness. So 281 already just touched 281, starting to break it. I mean, the bullishness is strong here as it got through. We're not really seeing much reaction or rejection. It's just totally big green candles right through for now. Now Tesla needs to hold 280 as support. Maybe you could say 279.50, but we're not probably going to get just all green candles on the way. Maybe if we're lucky, but that move's pretty damn strong. Still waiting for the cabinet meeting to start. Let's look at the book map. Tesla 285 coming up. Palantir 116 resistance. Man, we gotta love that action. Yeah. Isaac goes, for now. Yep. Notice now, we're getting that 1 minute candle pulling back a bit. Now it needs to really hold this 280 mark. That 281-ish resistance ended up holding up pretty well. If you're scalping, it's never bad to take profits at resistance. AK said 281 got out. Definitely going to go higher, but I can't risk it anymore. Hey, I love that, AK. Great job. You know, you don't have to catch a whole move every day. And hey, you know, if we do see another re-break here, you could always catch the re-break, but I bet you're feeling real good about it now. On these couple next 1 minute candles. I bet you're feeling good now. Yeah, I agree, Chase. I 100% agree. The market's getting a lot more optimistic in the short term. There's starting to become a shift with these trade deals. People are starting to get more optimistic with those as well. And yeah, I think people are looking to buy up the dip. That doesn't mean that the SPY is necessarily gonna hold the recent low for sure or anything like that, but I would agree that in the ultra short term, there is some optimism shifts. There might be like readings like consumers expect stocks to fall more than any other time and things like that, but I can even tell just from the stocked up community, optimism's changing a little bit. I would have been stressing out about it for real. Tesla pullback 281.32. Starting to pull back pretty hard now. Going to be watching the lower end of this range now very closely. Is Trump going live this morning? He should be. After the cabinet meeting, they'll probably open it up to the press. It's just hard to say exactly when they're going to come out. I've been waiting for it, and who knows how long they're going to take before it opens up. I've been trying to. Let's go check Tesla out here. Oh my God, the music ended. It says I could watch live, but Fox doesn't have it. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, it just says soon. Weird. No gas in the tank for Tesla, you think, AK? Tesla's gonna need to hold this bottom trend here. If it starts to give out, that's gonna be pretty brutal. Sure, people will be looking for a huge pullback at that point. Everybody's like, what's going on with Tesla? Are we going to get that run coming in? It's plausible, but don't get married in one direction here today. Don't hold in hope if you have calls. Don't hold in hope. Make sure that you have your stop loss in a correct place. If it does turn around, you got to be willing to not hold all day. That's how traders blow up their accounts. It looks like for the most part, the poll, you guys are looking at more buying overall following Microsoft and Meta's earnings. And I actually lean that way as well. More buying following the earnings. I could definitely see that be something that comes into play here. For sure, for sure. You like the Minecraft movie, Jeanette said. My daughter just got a McDonald's Happy Meal yesterday and ended up getting a Minecraft toy as a creeper. It was pretty cool. I was like, oh, that's pretty sick. Fun morning. Made little money on MSTR and Tesla. Bought some Snap for long calls. Those Snap long calls had me thinking today. I was like, wow, okay, you know, you're buying up the dip here, buying up the gap down. Pretty crazy. Hopefully we see it recover up. It'll be a good play for you if it does. I'm a little worried it's going to break through $7 and get lower, but I respect your position there. But all right, guys, we're probably going to call the stream there. I appreciate you guys for joining up. Thank you very much. I hope you guys have a great rest of your trading day. Pretty wild morning. A lot of up and down action. SPY's trying to recover. It's at big resistance, though. Having some trouble getting through. Tesla's at resistance as well. Trying to test support. Trump won't go live, but I'll throw you guys a link here to the Fox News YouTube channel. If you guys want to go check out Trump talking after his cabinet meeting, they'll have it live right there. Appreciate you guys. It's Wednesday. Don't forget, we have the live Q&A tonight. Live Q&A tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for trading floor members. If you want access to the trading floor, code BIGMONEY is still in effect. Hint, hint, there might be some new updates soon. Check it out. Get in while the price is low. Hell yeah, Mike. Every Wednesday in the trading floor, we do a live Q&A. Mike goes live and pretty much answers any question that you guys want. Of course, mostly trading related. Loves to get into more advanced options and stuff like that, but honestly, anything. Let's check it out. Let's go. Have a great one, Mike. And everybody, of course.